Hi, and welcome to our first virtual lunch. We've had opportunities to come together and eat on campus and even dissect articles and kind of learn and study from each other during parent education learning communities. But this is our first time to connect virtually, share some lunch together, share ideas, conversation, and have the opportunity to ask some questions of things that you are wondering or pondering and things that are on your mind. I want to start off the lunch today by showing you a little video that recaps what the learning opportunities have looked like in the middle school this year. It's been fast-paced. The last few months have been busy. The kids have been excited. We've had so many incredible opportunities. And while I wait for people to join us on here today for lunch, let's watch a little video that shows us what life in the middle school has been all about.
You see, discovering a home again. When the day fades away and there's nothing left to say, I'll read your thoughts out loud. In the golden hour, we're breaking like waves in the sea, and all the lies that drown in golden hours, and all our dreams feel so real. Good time come over here.
It's incredible the things that these students have been doing this year with their teachers in the classrooms and then outside of the classrooms with events such as Leadership Day, our work with the Sandy Hook Promise, and being recognized nationally for our work in kind of creating this community that starts with hello and makes people feel welcome and part of our culture and our group. And that's what I hope that we can talk a little bit about today, is just what is this culture of North Broward Prep Middle School? And we all know that when you come on campus, you can kind of feel the culture. People often say to me when they come to visit, like, there's just something about North Broward Prep that's really special, something that I can feel, as a parent, as a potential parent, whenever I come onto campus. What is it about the culture of our school that is so special and makes kids want to be here from first thing in the morning until late at night? They are here working with their teachers and taking part in athletic events. I see students on campus for the fine arts and working on robotics for their tournaments. I mean, these students are so busy. And why do they kind of embrace this challenge and this culture and this environment? A culture can be defined in a lot of different ways, and there are particular characteristics that go into every single culture. But at North Broward, we have spent a lot of time really focusing on a culture of thinking. What is our academic purpose? How are we as a school going to help students be prepared for the life that's to come, the jobs that don't even exist yet? And how are we going to make sure that they feel successful and accomplished and have a purpose? And all of that is founded in our belief that it is our job as educators to make sure that every single member of our community's thinking is valued and visible. This work comes out of Harvard's Project Zero, something that North Broward has committed to for a number of years, both by sending teachers to Harvard to study during the summer, but also by bringing experts in the field and other educators onto our campus to see what does life look like in our school. And this is later followed up by us becoming an Apple Distinguished School and being able to have that connection with Apple and really saying how technology helps us make our thinking valued and visible. If you haven't had a chance to check out what I'm talking about, please hop onto Twitter. You can follow us there in the hashtag NBPS. COT, like you can see there in the bottom right-hand corner. If you follow that on Twitter, I promise that you'll see a lot of incredible learning taking place and probably some cool pics of your child in action. So let's talk just a minute about what goes into creating a culture of thinking at North Broward Prep. The first thing that we focus on are the cultural forces. All right, what do we mean by that? Cultural forces are things that exist in our community, whether we want to focus on them or not. And as a school, we have made a conscious effort to really focus on these 8 cultural forces. Our teachers take part in peer learning communities where they come together over the course of the year and study how these cultural forces are impacting the learning of students. We really analyze the data to see how is this increasing student achievement. And you can see here some examples and exemplars of these 8 cultural forces in action, really making sure that our experiences in the classroom give students the opportunity to experience real world problems, to be curious, to be creators, to take ownership of their learning process. So the 8 cultural forces is a book that was actually written by Ron Richhart and Mark Church. You can pick it up yourself. I think it's a great read for any parent, just to see how do these forces impact student thinking, and really how, if you think about it, do these different forces impact life at your home. I bet that there's a lot of expectations or how your child chooses to use their time that really impacts their learning. So the cultural forces is one big part of our culture of thinking. The second thing is thinking maps. Thinking Maps is a program that helps to provide a framework for students as they become independent learners. It's kind of like the old school graphic organizers, but graphic organizers are really random, and students do not make a connection with those types of really frameworks that they can apply later on when they're learning. The thinking maps are different because what they do is provide students the opportunity to become independent learners. Here you can see kind of a display of all of our thinking maps that we have done in the middle school over the course of the first half of the year. These are just a few examples of each of the maps. But what science shows is that every time that you are learning or thinking about something, the brain processes it in 8 certain ways. And so by focusing on these types of thinking, you can make really strong thought patterns. You can make students be able to compare and contrast or sequence events or brainstorm really easily by having this guide and framework. In the middle school this year, we rolled out thinking maps as a continuation to the great work that was happening in the lower school. And we really saw an increase in student engagement, deep understanding, and then the ability for students to connect this knowledge and apply it in new and novel ways. Here are a few of examples of thinking maps that our students have created over the course of the year. You've probably seen a bunch of these come home, but now you have an understanding of what this framework is about. Whenever you're seeing your child completing some of these, ask them, say, hey, what's up? What's going on with these thinking maps? Tell me what type of thinking you're processing. What is the task that you are trying to accomplish? And then later you'll be able to see what do they do with this thinking, because the big part of a thinking map is not only just the thinking itself, but then taking that off the map and applying it in a new way, a presentation, a conversation, a writing example, some type of portrayal of their thinking through the arts. So there's a number of ways that students can take their thinking and put it off the map. And then finally, another way that we make our thinking visible as a school is through our use of technology. Technology can really be used to make our thinking valued and visible. All of our students, of course, are using the one-to-one iPads with digital textbooks in our online learning community. I really want to encourage you, if you are not actively using Canvas as a parent, to help not only monitor your child's work, but also stay in the loop as to the learning that's taking place and you're missing out. And you should really spend some time making sure that you have your Canvas account set up. You can help your child with all of their executive functioning, from organization and planning, time management, but also you can see feedback from teachers, you can see live grades, but also more important than that, you can see the comments and the things that the child can do better on the work that they've submitted so that they can continue to improve and learn and grow. So that kind of sums up what the culture of thinking is like at North Broward. And I wanted to share this with you because I just think it's important that you as parents, when you're not on campus every single day, have an understanding of the academic life at our school and see what we value. However, there are many opportunities for you to get involved and kind of get on campus and get engaged. We have a couple of on-campus events. Probably the big and most important thing is our social that the student government is holding. It's a student-led party. You're going to get an email asking for volunteers who want to help supervise or be a part of this event. I'd love for you to sign up. More information is to come. And we also have some on-campus grade level event programming. The 8th grade is going to be working on their hashtag collaborate. 7th grade is working on gratitude project and mindfulness. And the 6th grade will be doing a collaborative India festival, which will take place the Friday before spring break. It's a half day. It includes a color run and a number of really fun activities. But probably most important is our Say Something Week. It's an event that's going to be led by the Save Promise Club. It's an opportunity for all of our students 6 through 12 to come together and learn how do we create this inclusive community that is safe and welcoming to all people, which I think is something that every single person values. As we look to get off campus for some cool experiences, we have our class trips. Parent meetings are already starting. The 6th grade will go to Circle F, the 7th grade to Boston, and the 8th grade to Washington, D.C. All of those events take place after spring break, so make sure that you are in the loop. The 8th grade parent meeting already took place in December, so if you are an 8th grade parent and are not sure about this class trip, please, please, please reach out to us. You can always email me, or you can email Alex Birchinall or Mr. Vinny Greco to get more information. And the final piece, it's crazy to say, but we are already now planning for the 2019-2020 school year. Re-enrollment is upon us. Know that contracts will be sent to you in the mail in the next few weeks, and then they need to be returned by March the 1st. That is a firm deadline for all of our current families to make sure that they have re-enrolled by March the 1st. If you have re-enrolled by March the 1st, then it makes you eligible to start planning your child's schedule for next year. We'll start having conversations with you and your child about their placement in classes. We will open up the elective sign up so students can go ahead and sign up for the electives that they want for next year, which we know is something that's really important to them. And it allows us to start informally working on your child's schedule for next year. So make sure that you are on the lookout for that. All of our contracts are electronic, so that will come to you via email. And finally, the purpose of this lunch is for us just to kind of share information, come together in community, and it gives you an opportunity to ask any questions you have. So here on this site, you can ask some questions in the area provided. I'm going to make sure that I read through all of these. I'm going to answer your questions in the next Eagle update. I'm even going to get some student voices and opinions on some of the questions that you ask. So that's one way that you can get connected, is by just kind of putting your questions out there, and let's see what we've got percolating here in our school. Also, you can follow us on Twitter. My handle is listed here, and of course you can follow the North Broward Twitter, the NBPS Eagles, which is a great site to be able to see what all is taking place at school. I hope that you have learned a little bit of something about our school and enjoyed your time. It was wonderful to connect with you. I hope that we can reach a lot of people through this online format, and it gives you the opportunity to hear a little bit about our school in the time and manner and fashion that works for you in your busy lives. So it was so nice hopping on here today. Enjoy your day, and I look forward to getting your questions and getting back in touch with you just ASAP. Thank you so much for joining.